Greetings. I'm your host, Glen Alex, and you are watching The Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network. And we have a great show in line for you today. Each episode of The Glen Alex Show focuses on a different aspect of total health. And because this is the first episode of The Glen Alex Show on the Bold Brave TV network, I wanted to kick things off with some magic. So please help me welcome my guest, Magic Barclay from Australia. Hi, Magic.
Hi, how you going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. It's very early here, but I'm so happy to be here with you on your show.
I so appreciate you getting up before the roosters to join us because I think what you have to share is needed. Everybody needs to hear it. So please take a minute and introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Wholistic Natural Health Australia and podcast host at A Magical Life Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. And I got into what I do, which is functional health, through my own journey. So several years ago, in fact 6 years ago, given 1 year left to live. And there's nothing more heartbreaking as a single parent having just been through a pretty noxious divorce to tell your young children, Mummy won't be here anymore. That wasn't an option for me. Seeing their faces, I just thought, no. Mainstream medicine has let me down. I'd actually had a botched operation as well. And so I really decided at that point to learn all I could about how the systems of the body work and how I could grow as a person. You know, looking back now, divorce isn't a one-sided thing. It's not, he's a insert expletive here and she's perfect. No, it was a two-sided thing. And I had to change as a person. I had to change the way I approached my life and the way I approached my parenting because I wasn't being a very good role model, not listening to my body. I was covering my symptoms all the time, getting sicker and sicker, and not teaching my kids that you need to listen to what your body's telling you. So I took the action, I studied, I changed my life, started my business, and here I am talking to you.
Well, I am so grateful that you made that journey and that you're still here with us. So, and you're absolutely right. Relationships are about all parties, not just one person. And I'm glad you were mature enough, open enough to take a look at yourself so you can do your own internal healing. So how long did it take you to um, get healthy?
It took me a few years, and health isn't a linear equation. I'm still dealing with stuff that has happened because I was in an autoimmune state for so long, and the cancer was an autoimmune issue. So, because I'd basically been sick for about a decade, other things have eventuated. So, it's kind of like you unwrap the onion and you think the layers of the onion are all there are in your health equation. But then you've got the gas that squirts up in your eyes, makes you sneeze, makes your eyes water. That all happens along the way. And then sometimes you cook the onion and you get a headache or a tummy ache. Onions are just one of those things that can just be great
You love them and
or
they make you
terrible.
cry.
Yeah, exactly. So health is the same. You can't expect to treat one thing and that's it. That's all that happens. All 13 systems of the body work together. So when something's out of balance, something else will be out of balance. And that's usually the next layer of the onion or the gas that gets you in the eyes. And, there's tips and tricks along the way, as there is with peeling onions. Put them in the freezer and the gas doesn't squirt up as quickly. But,
Yes.
at the end of the day, you have to listen to every system and no system works alone.
And that's true with mental health as well. I tell clients all the time that there are different components that work in concert when things, as you say, are out of balance, and they must be addressed. And that's why my work is about total health, the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual, because they all work together and are interdependent, actually. So I saw a line in your profile that I thought was just really cool. Health is the fuel for creating a magical life. Where did that come
It is
from?
from my own experience. So I endeavour to create myself a magical life, and for my podcast listeners, that's always my sign off. go forth and create your magical life. But if you don't have health, you can't do that. You can't sit on the sidelines like I did for so many years, unwell, and expect to have a fantastic magical life. It's just not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. We have to be proactive on a regular basis. We have to be consistent and conscious about our approach to our own health. I totally agree with that. So you opened your own business after you got to a point where you were healthy enough. You did all this research. So what does your business do?
Okay, so we're 100% remote now, so we work around the world, which is fantastic.
Nice.
We actually had 2 brick and mortar clinics, and it's not just my business, there's other practitioners in it too. But we had 2 brick and mortar clinics, and then when the world changed, it kind of wasn't feasible to keep them open, even though we were an essential service. I'm just going to leave that one there. But we were doing a lot of lymphatic work because the lymphatic system is one of the systems of the body that gets ignored in mainstream. And, it's so important because it's your waste transportation system. And I have lymphedema, so it was something that was close to me. But we couldn't do enough in the clinics. Like functional health, if only I could pan this camera around, I have like 15 big binders of info right over my left shoulder because there's so much to functional health and so many studies and so many, tips that I write down when I'm studying. And, it's not linear, as I said, so it wasn't feasible to do it in clinic anymore. So we take people through a root cause analysis. It's 33 pages. We find out what the root cause is and we go from there.
Okay, excellent. Now, as you mentioned the onion, we're going to try and peel off as many layers of what you do as we can during our time together today. So keep in mind all the things that you do, and then we'll just piece them out. In the meantime, it's time to take a short break. And when we come back, Magic and I will get into the immune system and how to create your magical life with health. So stay tuned and we will be right back. We're back. I'm Glen Alex and this is the Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network. We are here with Magic Barclay, holistic health practitioner, talking about how you can create a magical life through health, which is right up my alley because my life's work is about total health and about laying a healthy foundation so you can be joyful, connected, confident, and complete. So just think about it for a second. If we were all individually healthy, or at least moving in that direction, collectively, we would be awesome and the world would be safe and loving for everyone. So with that, from my understanding, the immune system is the basis of health. Yes? Okay.
Totally.
And so, and in the past 2 years, Magic, I've heard more public conversation about the immune system because of the pandemic. Yet there's still a lot of misunderstanding and misinformation out there. So can you give us an overview of what the immune system is, what it does, why it's important?
Sure. We hear the word immune system, and you're right, during the pandemic, it kind of became something we spoke about, but it's something that we should have been talking about for the decades prior. And so you actually have 5 immune types that we know of so far. So there's more being studied now. So our first line of defense is our barriers. So it's our skin, our digestive system, our blood-brain barrier, and they're all part of what we know as the innate immune system. So when you come across a pathogen, within about 3 days, you should start feeling pretty yuck. When you get a head cold, that's your innate working for you most of the time. Get full of mucus, you want to sleep, that's the innate. 3 days, it's supposed to do its job. If it can't do that, it needs to then call in the acquired immune system. So we sit in what's known as a Th3 or T regulation system. And imagine a conductor with, those sticks. I don't know what they're called, conductor sticks. But anyway, I really should learn that. Anyway, so Th3 is the conductor guy. And he says, there's a pathogen that innate couldn't handle. I'm sending you to Th1. Th1 is your fevers and your sweats when you're sick and that kind of thing. Now we're supposed to go back to Th3. When we get pregnant or we get a parasite or we get something that doesn't want to be killed off. So Th1, very catabolic, kills things off, breaks things down. But when we don't want to do that, so we're carrying a baby, we need to be anabolic, we need to be building or nurturing, we go to Th2. Again, that situation is over, we jump back to Th3. Now, if our barriers, so our innate immune system gets broken down too much, we go to what's called Th17, also catabolic, also breaking things down. And this is your late onset allergies, your hay fever, psoriasis, eczema kind of thing. So they all they all present as a different thing, okay? But we're supposed to be able to jump in and out of them. Now, what we do these days is the conductor guide Th3 sends us to Th2 or Th1, and we get stuck there because of the life we live, because we don't support our immune system as in general, as a whole. We get stuck in a certain acquired immune type. And this is what looks like, someone that might be stuck in Th1. They've got constant arthritis, constant joint pain. They get a cold and it's like they're in bed for weeks and they stay there. They're constantly getting muscle tears and all this kind of thing. Someone's stuck in Th2. Yep.
Can I ask you a question then? Is that Th1, 3, 2 loop about chronic diseases? Is that where?
Yeah, so when we get stuck, we get in chronic disease.
Okay.
Yep, exactly right. So we get rheumatoid arthritis in Th1. In Th2, we usually get a lot of lymph blockage. We get a lot of swelling. We get allergies that just, won't quit. We're constantly building and nurturing, but we also can't fight infection in Th2 because it's a building, nurturing, not a breaking down system. So, you can get a lot of autoimmune going on in both of those, but in Th2, you've got no way of fighting a pathogen. Now, in Th17, we have chronic psoriasis, dermatitis, we still get arthritis, it's a lot of gut issues, looks like maybe Crohn's disease or something that those broken barriers seem almost unrepairable. But here's the good news. None of that is unrepairable. It's a matter of being able to switch back into Th3 with your practitioner's guidance and knowing what the systems, the TH systems are telling you. So it's really important that we get that fluidity back in our immune types and be able to jump in and out and support the innate immune system so we don't have to call in these acquired systems.
Okay. That's a lot.
It is.
So you said that it's never too late to get the immune system functioning properly. Is that true for a 70-year-old or an 80-year-old?
Totally. I actually have a client on the books now who's 82. And she said, do you know what? I might only have about 8 or 9 years left, but I want to be happy while I do it. And so she's doing some treatment and, she hasn't set her sights on I'm living to 120. She's just like, while I'm still here, I don't want to be, aches and pains and bent over with arthritis. And so good on her.
Absolutely, because the quality of health almost to me matters more than the quantity. I mean, who wants to go every day? And some people do, God bless them, with a chronic, debilitating condition where it aches to take a step and go to the bathroom. So yes, good on her. So what are some of your favorite ways to naturally boost the immune system or innate immunity?
So look, one of my favorites is grounding. I love grounding, walking on the dirt with bare feet. You get so many minerals and each mineral corresponds with a vitamin that we need. So, that's just a really cheap, easy way to get your dose of minerals.
Okay. And another favorite of yours?
Yeah, another one, I love essential oils. So I use them all the time. We talked about the blood-brain barrier, part of the innate immune system. Essential oils are the only thing that the atoms are so small they can actually cross that blood-brain barrier.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, well, hold that thought. It's time to take another short break. And when we come back, Magic and I will get more into natural ways to boost your immune system and also what we do to damage it every day. And so stay tuned and we will be right back because I'm Glen Alex. This is the Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Glen Alex, your host of the Glen Alex Show, live on the Bold Brave TV network. And we are here with Magic Barclay, holistic health practitioner, talking about innate immunity and health. And in the previous segment, she broke it down to us, the different levels of the immune system. And she started off with a couple of her favorite ways to naturally boost the immune system. So I wanted to continue with that because there's more. What else do you have on your favorite ways to boost immunity naturally?
Okay, so we hear a lot about, diet, exercise, hydration, so drinking water. And yes, as blanket rules, they're all fantastic. But let's look at diet. It's what you put in that matters. We've become such, high convenience food kind of people because we're so time poor. But what are we actually putting in? We eat a lot of inflammatory foods. And inflammation is really the basis to getting stuck in those acquired systems. So if you have inflammation and your Th1, you don't want to be eating things like legumes because they're going to make that worse.
Yeah, but
Okay,
they're
if
high
your
in protein and fiber.
they are, but they get you stuck in the Th1 drive. So, hey, if you love your joint pain and your arthritis, have at it. But I don't know anyone that does. So, Th2, I'm sorry, ladies who love chocolate and coffee, that is not good for you if you're Th2.
Not even
Neither
dark
is red
chocolate?
wine. Not even, no.
Okay,
The
Magic.
Th1s can have it, Th2s, not so much.
Okay.
Th17s, you really don't want to be having anything inflammatory. You don't want to be having anything that requires your gut to work too hard because you've got leaky gut, you've got a broken barrier. So anything that you have is going to leak out into the other systems. So, we talk about diet, but diet has to be quite specific around these immune types. Now, I did mention hydration, and I've got my water bottle right here, but it's not plain water. The human body actually cannot absorb plain water. It also cannot absorb sugary water, right? Because it sees that as an inflammation encourager. So what you need to be doing is having minerals and essential oils and a little bit of salt and some lemon juice, things like that into your water, and we call that structured water. So that's really important. Then your cells can actually absorb it. And that's super important for hydration. You see some people, they drink gallons and gallons of water, but they're dehydrated because the cells can't take it in. So
I
there's just another couple of things.
okay. I have never heard in my quest to research my own digestive issues and health in general. I've never heard that the body cannot absorb just plain water. I do drink a lot of water with electrolytes in them. Does that fit into what you just described?
It does. It does. So does
Okay.
tea. So you could make tea and chilled tea, but we need to make sure it's not just black tea.
Okay. Okay. And and do you recommend um, an amount of fluid per day, a
Yeah,
minimum?
generally 1 litre per, sorry, I talk in metric, 1 litre per 22 kilos of body weight. So I'm not sure what that is in imperial, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Let me get the calculator. Okay. I mean, there are converters online, so people can go and research that.
yeah.
Okay. So if we're eating the wrong foods for our individual immune system and we're not properly hydrated, those are ways that we damage our own immune system, our own gut. What are some of the other things we're doing on a daily basis individually? We'll get into the environment later, but individually on a daily basis, what else are we doing to damage our gut?
Okay, so we hear a lot about exercise. Okay, for someone who's Th2, so anabolic and building, cardio is really not their friend. It's not going to do a lot. You see some people, they're running on the treadmill every night after work at the gym, don't seem to be getting anywhere. So resistance exercise is better for them because that's also a building anabolic exercise, but it's a healthy way to build. For your Th1 people, well, they're often runners and athletes. They will run and run and run, but they can't repair themselves. So again, they need to bring some weight resistance in. And it's just a matter of really knowing where you're at to treat your body the best way possible. And we just don't tend to do that. We're our own worst enemies.
Yeah, we do, even when we have the right information. Because as you say, we're about convenience and we're time poor these days. However, I'd love to know how you differentiate. You have a patient. How do you differentiate between which immune type they are?
Okay, so I mentioned my root cause analysis earlier, my 33-page intake. Well, that gives me a lot of questions that you've probably never been asked before. And through the answers that someone gives me, that's where I can distinguish which immune type people are in. And that's really the start of anything. I can't treat someone, I can't give them a protocol till I know what the landscape looks like. So just through questions, not expensive testing, we can get these answers.
Okay, okay. So, what are some treatment supports for immune health that you use?
I mentioned earlier essential oils. They're a big key player. I'm not one for giving people buckets and bags full of supplements. There are maybe 5 or 6 that I might issue, but I'll be very careful in what I'm choosing for that client. There's no one size fits all. But some staples, of course, are good vitamin C. So you need a complete vitamin C, a really good vitamin D, because none of us are in the sun long enough these days. And, we've got changed engineered weather, so we don't get the sun that we used to get. And so you got vitamin C, vitamin D, and ADEK mix is really, really good as well. So these are vitamins that we used to get from our food. And I really encourage people to eat organic food that isn't as compromised with vitamins and minerals.
Okay, okay, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Well, it's time to take another short break. I'm Glen Alex, and this is the Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network. When we come back, Magic and I will get into some of the functional health solutions for improving your immune system and your overall health. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. We are back. I'm Glen Alex, your host of the Glen Alex Show, live on the Bold Brave TV network. And we are here with Magic Barclay, holistic health practitioner, talking about what else? Health, the immune system. And I originally wanted to talk about treatments for enhancing your health. However, it seems more pertinent to talk about the pathogens that can damage your health and before you get to the actual treatments. So, Magic, what do you want to tell us about pathogens?
Okay, well, there's a word out there that's become a dirty word, and that's the word virus. And I want to let everyone know that's not something we need to be running in fear from. Okay, so not all viruses are bad. I'm just going to put that out there.
Okay.
In fact, 70% of the human body is not even human. It's pathogenic. So it's a mixture of viruses, bacteria, and fungus. Now, imagine these big three trying to squeeze through a door all together, okay? And they just can't. They keep each other. They're like, there's this tiny doorway. The three are trying to charge through a door, and they keep each other back, all right? This is what they do in our bodies as well. So some viruses eat bacteria and fungus, some funguses eat bacteria and virus, and some bacteria eat viruses and fungus. They keep each other in check. They have a very symbiotic relationship. So when we're worried about a virus and over worried about a virus, let me put it that way, we're not looking at the relationship that has inside our body. And in fact, all these big three pathogens are in us from the moment we're born, in fact, from the moment before we got born. And,
Okay.
bacteria are the same, so are fungus. Bacteria are part of our lives in particular. So when we take out viruses by taking antivirals or by freaking out about it too much, we allow bacteria and fungus to overgrow. So this might look like, constant staph infections, so bacteria. It might look like constant candida infections, which is fungus. And when we focus on taking bacteria out, as we do with our antibacterial sanitizers and soaps and wipes and all those kind of things and antibiotics, we're actually encouraging viral growth and fungal growth. So this is what it looks like to have a virus that you can't get rid of, or, one of these superbug viruses that's going around now, or it looks like constant candida infections. And while we're talking about bacteria, there are some really cool, really funky bacteria that live in our gut. And when we're taking antibiotics and when we're using the hand sanitizers, I'll get back to those in a minute, we are actually killing off the good bacteria in our gut. And of course, we all know how the biggest issue in the world is mental health. Well, we need those bacteria for mental health. So what these bacteria do is, in the process in the gut that they actually do, they make neurotransmitters. So yes, neurotransmitters that work on your brain are made in the gut. Okay,
Amazing.
so your serotonin is made in your gut. Serotonin makes you feel good. Serotonin also helps you make melatonin to help you sleep well. So for people that are constantly using antibacterials, I'm hearing, especially over the past couple of years, I'm just having trouble sleeping. I don't know. I've always been a great sleeper. How many times are you using hand sanitizer?
Hmm.
Because, we're running in the past couple of years from a virus, but we're using antibacterial sanitizer. Now, I'm sorry, but to my mind, that makes absolutely zero sense, because bacteria is not the problem. It's a virus that you're worried about. So what people are coming to me with is, I've never had a sleeping problem before. I just feel so down. I just don't feel happy like I used to. Well, for starters, the world's changed and our happiness hasn't been forefront in our minds. But you're also not making those neurotransmitters from the gut from bacteria. So this is how it's all interplayed, and it's really important that we don't just focus on one of these pathogenic groups and try and obliterate it, because we're also taking out the good guys.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I learned about serotonin a few months ago, and I think that's really important, especially for mental health, with the explosion of anxiety and depression in the last 2 years. So I hope everybody's hearing this. Your gut health equals your mental health. So you take better care of your gut, what you put in your body that your digestive system is trying to deal with, is it enhancing your serotonin production or not? And that could give you some information about if you're feeling down, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling overwhelmed, because our systems are interdependent. So it's really important that we take this information to heart and act on it. Now, are there natural ways to boost serotonin production other than eating the right foods and
There
not
is
taking those dangerous medications?
totally. So there is one thing that you can do, no matter where you are no matter where you are in the world, and no matter what time of year it is, and that is get out early for a walk. It only needs to be 20 minutes. So for all the people now going, yeah, but I have to go to work early, okay, park your car a fair way away. Go for a 20-minute walk before you go to the office, because that early morning sun, if you ever go for a walk in a park and you see the early morning sun hit the trees, you see them glow. It's almost like they light up. They're almost illuminating from the morning sun. Well, you do the same thing. So that early morning sun, when it hits your body, those bacteria are starting to make the processes for good melatonin levels. And so this early morning sun walk for 20 minutes can help you sleep better at night. Now, that's a whole lot better than taking a sleeping tablet, and you're improving your gut health. So I mentioned vitamin D. Vitamin D is kind of a vitamin, but it's really actually a hormone. And it's a hormone that encourages those bacteria in your gut, the good guys, to make the substance that helps you sleep. So it's all interconnected. It's free. Go for a 20-minute walk in the early morning sun, before mid-morning. So from sunrise till maybe, well, here in Australia, it's 10 a.m. So from 7 a.m. till 10 a.m., that's a good time.
Okay.
Find out when the early morning sun is for you.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Wow. A lot of really good information that I'm sure our callers will ask you about, which I'm really excited because when we come back from another short break, we will take your calls. So please dial 866 451 1451. That's 866 451 1451. I'm Glen Alex, and this is the Glen Alex Show, live on the Bold Brave TV network. And when we come back, Magic and I will be here to speak with you. 866 451 1451. So stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Glen Alex, your host of the Glen Alex Show, live on the Bold Brave TV network. And we are here with Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Wholistic Natural Health Australia. Yes, she's calling from Australia. And we are here to take your calls. So give us a call, 866 451 1451. So, Magic, while we're waiting for callers to connect, what is the typical question you're asked about health, the immune system, the gut?
Wow, there's so many standard questions that I get. And the first thing is, does this mean I can never eat chocolate again? We mentioned chocolate earlier. And
That was
you
my
know what?
question.
No, you can eat chocolate again, just not while you're stuck in a Th2 type. So the whole idea of treating the immune types is so that we don't get stuck in a particular one. And it's not forever. You will get your life back. You will be able to have chocolate and red wine again one day. And you will be able to eat peanuts again one day, but just not right now.
Okay, I like that answer. Thank you. So we have Tina on the line. Hi, Tina. I'm not hearing anything. Tina, are you there? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll keep going until the connection is clear. So, do you recommend other things other than like walking early in the morning, other things that people can easily implement into their lives as treatment options?
So something I had to learn, and I'm still working with it. I'm not perfect, like we all know that. And I'm the first to admit it, is watch the way you talk to yourself. So for me in particular, my body image took a real beating, and I actually wrote a book about body dysmorphia. What you say to yourself, the I am statements, can be really, really harmful to your health, because guess what? If you say I am something, your systems of the body will try and make it so, because they're like, hang on, you want to be like this, I will make it like that. So we have to be really careful what we say to ourselves. As I said earlier, health is not a linear equation. We can't beat ourselves up about when we hit one of the valleys or troughs. It's going to happen. It's how we pull ourselves up that matters.
Okay. Well, before I respond to that, I just want to give the number again, 866-451-1451. The lines are open, so give us a call. Magic, that is right up my alley. Okay. The July episode of the Glen Alex Show is on self-talk and how detrimental it is when it's negative to your mental, emotional, and overall health. So, um, yes, please mind how you speak to yourself. Go back to my YouTube channel and watch the Glen Alex Show episode. You can read about it on glenalex.com in my blog. How you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself is major. You're the only person you're with 24/7, and that matters the most. So thank you for that. I still waiting for come call in, people. Call in 866-451-1451. I couldn't hear the previous caller, so there might be some technical issue, but give us a call anyway. 866-451-1451. So, Magic, it was the mental health part a big factor in your recovery, in your path to health?
Yes and no. So it wasn't something I was particularly dealing with later on. It was something I dealt with earlier. And I'd been on antidepressants when my kids were really little. And I immediately did not feel well on them. Like I had the shakes, I was jittery. I thought I was going to stroke out actually. And so I took myself off those. I don't recommend anyone else ever go cold turkey. Talk to your doctor about it because these medications are quite nasty. But for me, later on, it was more the self talk that was an issue. And you know what, even now I have my down moments, particularly the last couple of years. I'm not someone to stay inside very much. So here in Australia, things got a bit hairy, and people were pretty much told stay inside or else because it's for your health, you know.
Right.
I'm not going to go down that road. But for me, that was not a healthy place to be. So I had to start looking at ways that I could do more things to support my mental health. So for me, it's gardening. I studied permaculture, and now I'm outside pretty much most of the time when I'm not working. So you have to find something that supports you. Find something you love and grow that. And whether it's popular or whether it's easy, that really doesn't matter. It's about you. And if we've learned one thing, your health is your wealth. So invest in what makes you happy, what makes you healthy.
Absolutely. Health is very, very individual. Your nutrition is individual. Your exercise programs are individual. Your interest levels are are individual. So don't discount what brings you joy, what brings you pleasure, and what you can commit to, because your individual needs are what are most important. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, looks like I'm having some tech issues on my end about the calls coming through. So we'll see if we can sort that out during the commercial break. It's time for that last commercial break. And I'm Glen Alex. This is the Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network. Magic and I will return and sum up how you can create your magical life with health. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Glen Alex Show. I'm your host, live on the Bold Brave TV network, and we are here with Magic Barclay, Holistic Health Practitioner, talking about all kinds of areas of health, and I'm learning some new things too. So this is awesome. There were some technical difficulties with the calls coming in last segment, so if you want to, we're going to open the lines again. 866-451-1451. So get your call in quickly. 866-451-1451. So Magic, you've given so much information, so much valuable information that is easy to implement into one's lifestyle. So can you just sum up what your approach to health is?
Yeah, well, look, the first thing is, look at the immune system, look at the gut. Is gut health okay? They're the first two ports of call. And then really look at what you're dealing with. So everyone is different, everyone's systems work differently, but no system works alone. So what are you dealing with? Is it your lymph system that's blocked? Is it some hormonal stuff, so your endocrine system that we need to look at? Really understand that your health is individual. So what you're seeing on TV, what you're reading in copious amounts of articles or online probably just doesn't fit you. We see these articles popping up every day about the next superfood. Remember, I said certain foods aren't great for certain immune system types.
Right.
So don't twist yourself up like a pretzel thinking, well, this celebrity says this or this article says that, because it might not be right for you. I guess it
Yes.
all comes back to one thing, and that is listen to your body.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to those whispers. Don't just cover up those symptoms. You've got a headache, don't just run for the aspirin. You've got some allergies, don't just run to the Tylenol. Really listen to what that's telling you and get in touch with someone who can decipher what those messages are for you.
Yes, yes. Your health matters, your individuality matters. So be proactive with your health as an individual. So, Magic, if someone has a question, how can they contact you?
Yep, so our website is the best port of call. So it's holisticnaturalhealth.com.au, and that's holistic with a W because we treat with holism, every system together. So holisticnaturalhealth.com.au, there's a contact form there, and you can request our root cause analysis, which is complimentary. And so that's that 33-page intake form. We
Okay.
can send it to you online, and then we can set up a Zoom call around the world and go through that. And from that, you'll know where your immune system is, what the other systems of the body are doing. And, that's all complimentary. If we choose to work with you, or if you choose to work with us, it's a two-way street here. Then we can talk about that after that call. But it's important that you understand where your starting point is and how your body's playing the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Magic, I thank you so much for getting up as early as you did to be on the Glen Alex Show and to share your information. Again, some of this was new to me, and I am going to do my research and see what I can implement into my lifestyle. So I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And thank all of you so much for joining us. We hope that you are ready to create your magical life with health. So please tune in next week to the Glen Alex Show live on the Bold Brave TV network for more on your health. And until next time, be well.
Thank you again for tuning in to the Glen Alex Show. Please like, subscribe, and share.
Your health